Weird. Look how dirty this ceiling is. Can't. The other room I was in was like bougie. Oh. I got my pregnancy pillow. Someone got me this for my baby shower. Well, my baby registry. So Addie's with her dad. She doesn't know what's going on. I don't want to scare her. Addie's been with her dad. So he was supposed to get her this past weekend, but we were in Florida. And we're doing the week on, week off this summer so she can go to summer camp and do all that. Oh no, look at that little baby. Why do you have to have magnesium? So magnesium can protect a lot of things. With Addie, I had it for my blood pressure. It helps you like prevent from having a seizure or stroke. And then if you're going into preterm labor, magnesium is great for the baby's brain and baby's brain development, because if the baby's born this early, more than likely they'll have brain bleed or cerebral palsy or some type of defect. Not every time, but the magnesium will more than likely prevent a brain bleed. So they just try to get it as close. Like, they thought I was going to deliver a 27-week-old baby yesterday. So they like made sure they kept me on it for 24 hours. Like, they were super quick with it. I remember being so overwhelmed. And then they dripped a 30-minute bag, and I literally felt like death. And then they had a catheter in me. Oh my God, that's the first time I got a catheter put up me without an epidural, and that shit hurt. Yeah, magnesium it's like straight magnesium though, like in your IV. It's really heavy. It makes you feel like you have bricks on your chest. It makes you feel like you have an irregular heartbeat. Your face is flushed. It literally makes you feel like someone's laying on top of you. That's what it feels like. His name is not Lennox, y'all. Everyone is guessing his name, and I love all the guesses. I think they're so cute. But this is the name that I actually told a few followers on live one night a long time ago what Addie's name was going to be, because this is my son's name now. And some people, this is without a filter, by the way, that you can see my busted blood vessel in my eye. Let me turn it off, because you know I don't care. How do I turn the filter off? How do I do that? Oh, it's up here. Anyway, this is without a filter, but my face is so flushed from that steroid shot, because the steroid shots make you have a red face, but I blew so many blood vessels, especially over here. You can't see it. I blew like one big one in my lip. It's not Logan, but I will announce his name, obviously, when he's born. Oh, girl, they were giving me Zofran every time they were able to, so they gave me, when I first got admitted yesterday, they gave me, in my IV, they gave me magnesium, an antibiotic, because, you know, there could be like a infection. Some moms test positive, some moms test negative into labor, but they just went ahead and gave it to me because it takes 2 days for that culture to come back. Because usually they test for that in like your prenatal appointments, and then they'll have that antibiotic ready for you. I had it with Addie, so they just went ahead and gave me an antibiotic for that, because if you deliver without that, the baby can get it. It's not an STD or anything. It's like a I can't remember the name. If you're a nurse on here, put the name on there, because I forgot. So magnesium antibiotic. They did a viral cocktail of Zofran and Stadol, which Stadol is like fucking morphine, you guys. It's just a little safer for the baby. And then fluids. So all that was pushing in my IV. Strep B, that's what it's called. So Strep B is like a infection you can pass on in delivery. They just hang up a bag of antibiotics, and then you're good. It's just extra flora. Yeah, there it is. So it's nothing you can prevent. Moms get it. Some moms get it, some moms don't. I got it with Addie, and I didn't feel like you don't have any symptoms from it, but yeah, so just so much was happening yesterday, and then they had me on Stadol. I was on Stadol every 4 hours. Apparently, I called my parents and had a conversation, or it's not, yeah, okay, not an infection, sorry, it's bacteria. Safe for us, but not the baby. Cool. That's what it is. Okay. I do not have a uterus infection. No. There's nothing wrong with my uterus. Literally, baby just wanted to come. It's just craziness. But apparently I called my dad yesterday and was very, very under the influence. And I don't remember any of the conversation. He was like, you're slurring your words. This is like the first day that I've been here about 2 days now. My birthday was great. It was the most relaxing birthday I've ever had. No drinking, no none of that. It was so peaceful. These are really calling my name. They're just sitting there. Baby daddy went to go get my Switch, y'all. I went to get me some sweat. Ow. Some sweatpants and to feed the bunnies. So it is more than likely I will be on bed rest, but not like confined to a bed. She still wants me to do some little things around the house and walk around, so I don't get any blood clots. Yeah, baby daddy's been staying with me. We actually got to the hospital at 1 a.m. Tuesday. He's been with me the whole time. He took off work yesterday, but he went to work today. He goes in at 5 and gets off at 2:30, but his mom came and sat with me today, but I slept most of the day. I'm not sick. I was never sick. I was gonna ask you guys something. So, if you have anyone, a lot of people are asking me, like, what were my symptoms? How did I know to go to the hospital? So, y'all saw that I was at dinner with, we were having dinner, and I was, like, all dressed up, and that whole day I kind of felt like, I've been having Braxton Hicks, but, Braxton Hicks are, they're like practice contractions, and they're not steady, they're not timed or anything. Went to dinner, and I was telling him, I was like, I'm just feeling so tight, like, my stomach it feels like Braxton Hicks, but they're, like, very regular, and I have a really high pain tolerance, so I'm really the type of person that I just continued eating. We went to Kroger, got a few things, we were, like, just messing around, we stayed up watching a movie, I got in the bath. It was steady, though. It wasn't until he fell asleep and I was like, let me try to go to sleep, and that's when I was something in my head. I swear, guys, it was not me. It was someone telling me to time these because they were getting very painful, and almost my back I was like having back labor. Now I'm looking back on it, it was definitely back labor. They were literally 1 to 2 minutes apart. Like, there wasn't a 3 to 5 minute, there wasn't a 4 to 5. It was 1 to 2 minutes apart, and it was rock hard contractions. My uterus was like rock hard. And I was honestly just gonna be like, oh, I don't want to get him up, and you know, he has to work, and I'm usually the type that's like, I'll wait it out. Well, something told me just to go, and I went. I didn't even call my doctor. I just went straight to labor and delivery. They put me on a monitor, and she was like, your contractions are 1 to 2 minutes apart. Your doctor's on the way now. She said, I'm gonna give you a Percocet, because she's like, how is this not hurting you? And I was like, honestly, it's bad. I remember going, no, it's not bad. It's just Braxton Hicks. She's like, no, these are labor contractions, and she was the sweetest nurse in the world. Oh my gosh. So instantly I start crying. She was like, you know, I'm so glad you came. You know, you did really good coming. And then they checked my cervix, and it was closed at first. And she's like, that's good. So we're going to keep you on the monitors for about an hour, give you a Percocet, see if you can calm down. And then she comes back in, and she checks me again. And then her face, I could see it all over her face. She like checked me, and she goes, you're at a 1. I don't want to scare you, but I got to go call your doctor. So she stepped out of the room, and I lost it. I was like, because I know about all this crap. You know, I used to scrub in labor and delivery. I know all about it. So I was like, it's happening. And baby daddy was so scared. He was crying too. And the nurse came in, and she goes, we're admitting you. And, you know, we're going to do everything we can to stop labor. And I started crying again. She actually cried with me and gave me the biggest hug. And then they did everything to stop labor, and it stopped. I am having contractions. They're just not as painful. They're more of Braxton Hicks, feeling like, but they are consistent. That's why they're keeping me. But they've taken me off everything to see if I can like withstand going home, if she wants to let me go tomorrow. But everything happened so quick. And I was completely, Harley was on my phone. I remember updating you guys. I was kind of out of it. What is this? Scrolling up. Honey, my pelvis is rested. Thank you for worrying about my sex life. It had nothing to do with that, you guys. I literally was at dinner and at Kroger. But, what's funny is I asked her, because I am on pelvic rest, but no, I can still have orgasms stuff. Not anymore, but that was never. These symptoms are not from having sex. Like, the reason why I got put on pelvic rest was because my my placenta isn't low-lying, but it's like kind of right there by a little low, and so it caused some bleeding when I did have sex. So she's like, you know, you can still do like other things, just don't penetrate or whatever. And so we obviously stopped doing that. But it's wild that I was here 2 weeks ago for something completely different. This is completely unrelated, but get out of my coochie. It's weird. Yeah, y'all, if someone tells me not to do something, I'm gonna not do it. Especially my doctor. Me and her are friends. She would get my ass. No, when you go in preterm labor, there obviously are things that you can cause. They can cause it. But this was... I was like, is it because I drove for 8 hours, even though I wore compression socks? And I told her everything, and she's like, no, your baby just wanted to come. There's nothing I could have done to prevent it, but yeah. Guys, you just have to ignore people that try to get a rise out of you. Someone else commented, like, you need to stay away from your baby daddy because he puts you in the hospital every time. I'm like, y'all. Just because he's here supporting me doesn't mean he's the reason for putting me in the hospital. Let's be serious. A lot of people who think they know exactly what others are going through. Yeah. I tried doing this for like 4 years. It honestly gets easier every time, like, the longer I'm doing it, because I really genuinely do not care what other people think of me, and I think that's, like, it really gets under the people that try to get me to care skin. It really does cause them to go in full psychosis and want to make fake pages and Reddit pages, but y'all, I don't care. A lot of people also don't understand that you can end an engagement, but if you're having a baby with someone, you can't just end the fact that he's the baby dad. Like, we gotta be mature, okay? Someone said, I actually had no preterm labor issues with Addie. I had a really sick pregnancy with her, just like with him. I went into the doctor at 36 weeks, and they took my blood pressure, and they thought the machine was broken. Took it manually, and they were like, you need to go to labor and delivery. That's whenever my blood pressure, that's all it was my blood pressure was so bad. And I had no idea. I didn't feel any different, but I had her 3 days later after that. And they induced me. But I've never, this, second living baby, so I don't, this was something I've never experienced. Aw, praying for you. 33 weeks. So exciting. 29 weeks, They're so, NICUs nowadays are so equipped to, even 24-week babies do good. Yes, I did deliver Addie at 36 weeks. She didn't stay in the NICU at all. She was 5 pounds, 10 ounces, either 18 or 22 inches long. I can't remember if her dad was 22 and she was 18, but I think she was 22, actually. Born at 5:04 p.m. Actually started pushing at 4:40, and she came at 5:04. But she did get really sick. She got RSV and the flu at like 10 days old, so she spent 2 weeks at Children's and got down to 5 pounds. But she was so small, guys, in preemie clothes and everything. I'm having a Braxton. They're just super uncomfortable. They're not painful. It's just like irritating. And every time I have one, he kicks me like crazy. 24 weeks and 1 pound 10 ounces. That's a pretty good weight for a 24-week baby. That's exciting. She's still thriving. Being on here and talking to people makes me not think about everything else, so. Yesterday was impossible. I was in so much pain, and clearly I do not like being on medicine. Guys, I hardly even take over-the-counter Tylenol, so. I was so. I remember telling baby daddy, I was like, please don't leave my side, because if you even go on the other couch, I'm gonna freak out. I'm that high. How many weeks are you? I'm 27-1. So 27 weeks, 1 day. Every single day counts in the uterus, in the womb. So 1 day in the stomach is equivalent to 3 days in the NICU. So that's why they try so hard, even if it's just for a day, to keep you pregnant. Dude, the doctors know what caused this. So my doctor told me today that some moms just have contractions and they don't go into labor. She said she's seen it a lot. Some moms can carry full term and have contractions. Just as long as your uterus, or just as long as your cervix doesn't dilate, then that means you're just not in labor. Mine dilated to a 1. She also said that it's a 1, but she's not confident that it's a 1. It's more like a 0.7 because she can stick her finger. It's like the frontal part of your cervix is hard, and then she could stick her finger in, but not all the way in. And my cervix is soft, but she said that also could be from having a baby already, but since it was fully closed in triage and then it opened up a little, they didn't want to take that risk. So she said that I could just have contractions the rest of my pregnancy and take it easy and deliver safely. And she doesn't know why it's called. We ran every test. There's like nothing that caused this. It's just my uterus is wanting to contract. I know, yeah. So me being in Florida, she was like, I'm glad you had fun. I'm just so glad this didn't happen while you were in Florida. So they did an ultrasound when they admitted me. There was like an ultrasound tech and like 6 nurses messing with me. He's measuring 20, so yesterday he was measuring 26 and 6, so he was 1 day behind gestation. So today technically his size is 27 weeks, but on my due date is 27 and 1. So he's measuring great. His head was like 28 weeks, measuring 28 weeks. It's so funny. But he's healthy. His heart rate hasn't dropped once. Super active. And he hasn't had any D cells or anything when I do have contractions, so they're happy with that. He did leave to go get that for me so I can play you guys on Animal. So they didn't want to do a cervical stitch because I wasn't progressing, because it's very painful. Now if I do progress and go into a 1.5 or 2 centimeter, they will throw a stitch in there and keep me in the hospital. But so far, guys, we are in the clear. No baby delivery today. How far is the hospital from your place? So before I moved, it was only 8 minutes. Then I moved to closer to Addie's school and by her dad, and now it's 22 minutes. I mean, baby daddy literally is my best friend. Like, we ended our engagement, but I mean, we were not doing well, like, but people go through shit, and I'm a very mature person, so is he, and when you have a baby on the way, you do everything you can to be civil, and we did. We were so civil, and he been working. He didn't do anything fucking just wild and out. He didn't do anything unforgivable or anything, but it just wasn't working out, and I never really gave up on him. I was just like, I'm gonna have to definitely make some changes, and then we'll figure it out. I do have a room to myself. It's a lot smaller room, but I kind of like it because I got this little ghetto air vent right here, and they gave me a fan yesterday in my other room. I love it. It feels like I'm in an old hotel. So I broke my retainer. A lot of people have been calling out the fact that my teeth are starting to shift. They really are. Let me know if you can hear me, because someone just called me on Instagram. I don't know why people do that. Broke my retainer, have to get a new one. And they were supposed to take my bottom braces off like last month, and I just haven't gone. Okay, yeah, some girl called me on Instagram, and I never answer phone calls from Instagram. And sometimes I'll listen to voice messages and respond, because I'm a voice message person. I'd rather voice message than text. Remember the time everyone was sending you $1 on live? Y'all, do y'all remember how excited that made me? What did I happen? How many dollars did I get? I think I got like $50. And I was drinking wine and I was lit. I was like, y'all are sending me $1 and I'm getting rich. No. It's like if every one of my followers sent me $1, I'd be kind of slick, a little rich. No. But that was a funny live. I didn't even know you could do that on there. Seriously. It does have a little bit of a sentimental meaning, his name. For one, it was going to be Addie's, and then two, his middle name is naming him after my dad, so Addie's named after my mom. My son is after my dad. I love how y'all remember the amount I made of $60, dude. I think that's still in my Instagram. I don't think I withdrawed that money. Yeah, I do. Someone said I can see the girls on here and recognize them from the comments. So a lot of you guys, even though I may not respond to your DMs, a lot of you guys, when y'all comment on my pics, and you're like a repetitive, like, active follower, I definitely have you in my brain, and I'm like, I know this person. Like, I remember when I met a ton of my followers in Nashville, I was like, I know you. I follow you and stuff. It was funny. Lyric is such a cute name. At least I got my nails done. I know, they've come a long way, haven't they? These are my real. A lot of the nurses were like complimenting them. They're like, I wish I could grow my nails out. I'm like, you should have seen my nubs. Probably gonna get off here, guys, because I'm starting to have some tightness. I probably should call the nurse, but it was great talking to you guys. I haven't been on live in a long time. This really did help me like clear my mind a little bit, because I was a little erratic. I mean, my doctor literally was like, I want you to come in here and like act like you're at your house, so before I send you home, I know that you're okay. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, okay, I'll stay on for 2 minutes, and I'll let you guys guess his name. Starts with an L. And I won't say what it is, but if someone guesses it, I'll say someone guessed it, and I'll get off live. I like playing little games like this. Okay, I've got 2 minutes. I love you. Y'all are so sweet. Hope everything goes well. Take care. Keep my son in your prayers, please. Alright, here comes the names. So I'm just going to sit on here for maybe... Oh my god, 666 following. I need to get off now. I'm going to wait until there's a lot of names guessed, and then I'll be like, okay, someone guessed it. No one's guessed it so far, though, so... Someone said Larry. Can you imagine me with a Larry? I also have a few other names that I'm obsessed with, so when I have him, the ones I didn't use, I will definitely share with you, because I just love him so much. There's a rapper, when someone said Larry, that's funny. I love Larry June. He's a rapper out of California. I just can't picture me saying, Larry, get your ass over here. This doesn't flow well. No one's guessed it so far. Just letting you guys know. I love the name Lyric. I think that's such a cute name. There was actually a girl that I know that passed away. Her name was Lyric, but it's not that. Someone said LeBron, the goat, but no. Lobster. Alright, I'm getting off here, y'all, for real. No one has guessed it, so I'm sorry. I love y'all. I'm gonna, call my nurse. Love you guys.